Well, hello, and welcome to the Cereal Review, the show where I review cereal for you. And today I am going to be doing Apple Jacks. Whoops. and yeah, I got this the other day. I actually ran out of cereal. I've pretty much eaten everything else. I went to the store and I thought, still don't have the monster cereals. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to get those online. So I'm gonna make sure I look at that, and hopefully the next one is one of those. But I needed something else. I went to the store. I said, all right, what does the store have? Just normal grocery store selection when it comes to cereal. What haven't I done? What do I think is pretty popular? So saw the Apple Jacks, decided to go with these. You probably know this one. This is another one that has a lot of commercials. Kellogg's cereal, of course, so it has to have some sort of mascots and all that. The versions I remember are a little different than these, but it's literally an apple guy and a cinnamon guy. And I remember the ones from like the 2000s where the apple was cranky and the cinnamon was like a like Rastafarian, I guess is the term, type of character. It was very weird. I don't know why they did that, but whatever. So yeah, the reason that they have these two is because it's supposed to be apple cereal. I'm not really sure about that, but there's definitely cinnamon flavor to it. You see the little bits of cinnamon on it there. It's a pretty tasty cereal from what I can just say before I actually get in and eat it on camera. But when it comes to the apple, I'll say this right off the bat. It's one of those things that everyone just kind of agrees tastes like something. Like when you have a grape candy or grape flavored something, you think, yeah, that's grape flavored blank. But does it really taste like grapes? Not really. Blue raspberry, that's not a thing. But everyone just knows what that taste is. It's kind of the same thing with a lot of apple flavored stuff like this. Yeah, sure, it's apple flavored, but does it really taste like apples? Not really. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get into this. Just gonna have a little bit right now because I'm not that hungry. Got dinner hopefully in a little bit. So back of the box though, I'll get to that. But this is like Minecraft themed. It looks like so. As you can see, this is a cereal that looks pretty much exactly like the box. It's just the basic Cheerios type of cereal pieces, but it's colored orange and green, and it has the cinnamon little bit things on them, and then like a sugar coating. So it's dry and dry. There's no difference between the colors, it's just different. I'm still gonna get one of each here. So I do actually like these dry. Because the cinnamon adds a lot to the flavor, especially when it is dry. You don't need to have the milk in it for that. And it does make it fairly tasty, I'd say. And it's not sticky messy, it's more like you get a little bit of like powder from the coating. It's not a sticky coating, it's a powdery coating. So that's one thing to think of when it's if you eat it dry, but it's not going to be some sticky, sugary coating. It's more dry powder. So there you go, if that's how you like to eat it. Yeah, pretty good. Flavor is there. I can't recall immediately if it's going to get more flavorful, but we'll see once I add the milk. All right, here we go. At first, you get a lot of the actual flavor of the milk along with the cereal because it doesn't blend in immediately. Kind of like Cheerios, where, yeah, of course, Cheerios are just pretty much of a plain grain flavor, and you get a lot of the milk to go along with it, but that you do taste the milk pretty high. It's pretty high up there with the actual taste of the cereal, at least at first. Yeah, for the initial bite or two, you can really taste it, but already, those little cinnamon bits, they're not really, some of them have fallen off, not many of them, but that flavor, the cinnamon flavor of it really gets into it, and it actually is becoming much more flavorful. Some bites, like that one, doesn't have as much of it in it. I think it just depends on how much of the cinnamon bits you have on the cereal pieces. So if you don't have a lot of them, you don't get a very pronounced cinnamon flavor. It's still there. It's not as strong as some of the other bites are though, but it's still good. You can definitely taste the cereal more. Now as for the cereal, what does it taste like? As I said, it's supposed to be apple, but like I said again, it's not. It doesn't really taste like real apples. It's like apple flavoring. But even then, it really doesn't. It doesn't taste like apple candy. If you had this, didn't know what it was supposed to be at all, if it wasn't green and orange colored and had the little obvious cinnamon bits on it, and I just gave you some purple cereal that looked nothing like this, I said, eat this, what does it taste like? You probably wouldn't say it tastes like apples. It definitely really doesn't taste like apples, that's for sure. If anything, it tastes more like an apple dessert. That's what comes to mind. Again, doesn't taste like apples, but that's sort of the imagery I think of when I'm eating this. It's good. It's not apples. Lots of cinnamon. It is still good. For the ingredients, I want to see what's the reason why it tastes like this. Corn flour blend, sugar, wheat flour, whole grain oat flour. Okay. Oh, it does say here, oat fiber, salt, soluble corn fiber, blah, blah, blah. Dried apples, apple juice concentrate. That's very interesting. So they do actually, in the ingredients, they do actually use real apple ingredients. Could have fooled me, because it's a bit low, because of course, like the grain and the sugar are going to be the highest ingredient in here, but it's above the cinnamon actually, and a couple other things that you just put little bits of like baking soda in. But the apple flavors are above the cinnamon, but you can taste the cinnamon way more than the apple. Because as I said, this tastes nothing like apples. It really doesn't, which is very odd. Let me see. Is there anything in here like more vitamin C or something because there's apple? No, not really. That's very weird. I honestly, I've never paid attention enough to see if there was actual apple in here, and there is, but it barely tastes like it. That's so strange. And it is holding up pretty well. It's just a Cheerio type of cereal, so it's not gonna hold up forever like big pieces of shredded wheat cereal or anything like that. And it's also not gonna just melt like Fruity Pebbles or something like that. It'll last a moderate amount of time in the milk before it's completely soaked. So I wouldn't worry too much about that if you don't like soggy cereal. But who would really like this cereal? I know it's a popular cereal, it's a well-known cereal, but if you've never had it before, what would make you want to try this? Well, it doesn't really taste like apples, but it uses real apples. But it does bring to mind apples in your mind as you're eating it, I guess. You taste the flavor and you can kind of think, yeah, I see it. It's very weird. It's so strange how these companies can make foods like this that trick your mind into thinking that you're having some sort of flavor of something, even if it's not in there. And in this case, it is. It's very odd, but it works. The cinnamon is very, very good. It's probably the best part of the cereal, I'll be honest. I'm very glad it's here. If it was just the cereal itself and not the cinnamon, I don't think I'd like this very much. It'd probably be a pretty cereal, maybe even bad, if it ended up being very bland. But that cinnamon really pulls through on it. So I'm very glad that it has it there. As for Apple Jacks, who knows why they called it that? Because it doesn't really look like Jacks, like part of the game or anything like that. If that's what it's supposed to be, I know there's the term Applejack, but I have no clue what it really means. Honestly, I probably should know that, but yeah, the cinnamon is great. The cereal overall is for just the cereal itself, but when you put the two together, it does taste very good, and I do think that this is a good cereal. So, if for some reason you've never had it before, I would definitely give this one a shot. I recommend it. So, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to review. I'm definitely going to do the monster cereals as I promised. I will look for them and make sure I can try to get some for the next video. I definitely need to get the zombie one, which is also an apple cereal, so we'll see how that one goes. I might try the Monster Mash this year, and I think I'm definitely going to try to find the Fruit Brute, because I couldn't get to that one. So the Fruit Brute and the zombie one for sure, the Monster Mash if I can. So look forward to those. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you again next time. Thank you.